Hey all, another Summer of Pain fight here, again against Emma. So I mentioned that Torch would be one of the best science options because he has these passive incinerates, but honestly, the bigger reason is those power stings. It's kind of the same reason that Spam works, the same reason that Yellow Jacket could work, because those are a bunch of direct damage right away, and she's going to be throwing her specials, right? Now, the big problem with Torch is that while Emma does technically do energy damage on her specials, we do not want to be eating a lot of them. Because if we're blocking a lot of them to build up smolders, then we're going to be taking a lot of damage. And if we don't do that, and we don't have any smolders, then the incinerates aren't going to last very long because we're not going to be able to keep our temperature up because this isn't a node where you're going to be throwing or charging a lot of heavies. And therefore, you're not going to be able to get a lot of incinerates up for a long time or to be able to keep a lot of power stings up for her to actually throw the specials. So the strategy in the early game here, as you've already seen me do a few times, is to build to the special one, trigger whatever power stings you can, and then throw the special one into her block. Now, there I threw it when she was blocking. That's a good strategy, but you're going to see that fail a couple times here because even in the armor phase, she's just going to run into me. So what you'll see me do a bit later on that works better is even in the armor phase, sit on that bar of power, wait for her to run at you, and then wait for her to go back, like there. Well, actually, no. Wait for her to run at you, wait for her to go back, wait for her to block for like a whole second, and then throw it. Like there would have been better. But you can see why I made the mistake and threw that one, because I was like, oh, it looks safe. Nope. And that one was just stupid. I should not have thrown it as the Fury phase was coming back. But that's okay. We got plenty of time. Like I said, the point is to build up those smolders by getting the L1 to miss. And now, if you're having trouble getting the L1 to miss into her block, see, there we go. That's what I'm talking about. That's the safe one. If you're having trouble safely throwing the L1 into her block, then I would recommend you just build to the L3. The L1 is more efficient if you can take advantage of Oscillate because it is one smolder per bar of power, whereas the L3 is two smolders for 3 bars of power. But if you're having trouble with the L1, then, the L3 is a sure thing. Once we get enough smolders to actually maintain a decent temperature for a while, then we're going to build up to the L2, and we're going to throw it regardless of which phase she's in, as long as it will take her over a bar of power. Because then she'll be in telepath form, because we'll by definition have less than a bar of power, she'll have more than one, and then it will stun her. And then we are just going to use that full stun to charge up our temperature, hopefully to 20, lock us in there for a little bit, and then we'll be able to land more power stings, do more damage, and also our incinerates will last longer, and that damage will eventually add up as well. It just won't be as concentrated as the power stings. So you see there we actually did end up blocking one hit of the special. That can work. We're just not doing it as our primary tactic because that would mean a lot more damage than what we did earlier. Now there I didn't charge the heavy for quite long enough, so it falls off immediately. With Torch, if you can get him up to 20 temperature, then it's locked in for a little bit, so that's much better bang for your buck. I just wasn't quite brave enough to hold it for long. And also I had to dash in, so I lost some of the time on that stun. In the future, I'm going to try and make a point to throw that special to while she's backed up against the wall, because then I can charge the heavy immediately, and that will make it much safer. See there, we blocked another one. We're still above 70%, so it's pretty safe, but we just didn't start the fight that way. There we go, 20 temperature, it's locked in. You can tell by that little thermometer icon. Now we're starting to stack a few more Power Stings. Now, another thing you could do here if you are really confident against Emma is you could be finishing your combos with mediums. I am just not doing that a lot because that ends up leaving you closer to her and with less time to recover, and that can mean more blocked hits and less time to react to her specials. However, it does mean more Power Stings, which can mean a shorter fight, which is theoretically fewer opportunities to mess up. So do that whichever way you feel more comfortable, but as you can see, we are now decisively winning the health race. We're still up at about 2/3, she's below 1/3. This fight's in the bag. I'm just going to let it play out from here, but let me know who you used for science. Did anybody else use Torch? I know iHulk and iBomb are also great options, but I don't have them. And after finding out that Wasp's heavies are not always working even when she's in telepath form, this just seemed like by far my easiest science option. Till next time, take care all.